Welcome back to Old School New School Podcast, episode 62.
I'm Scott in Old School.
I'm Chester and I'm New School, and today's topic is going to be the Dallas Cowboys.
Oof. It's going to be a rough one. Let's start by saying this.
Yeah.
Cowboys fans. We know that there's been a ton of injuries.
Yes.
So take that into a little account, but I think some of the issues are a little deeper than just who's injured on the team.
Right.
Who's been out for a little bit. I know Parsons was out for a while.
Yeah.
Came back. But let's talk about some other issues. You had a question for me?
Yeah. Well, it's more for the end.
Oh, for the end. Great. Okay, so let's talk about what can the Dallas Cowboys do. I think this season, pretty sure the season is done for them. It's a wash.
Right. So
They may win 3 of their last 4 games, but that still only gets them to 8 and 9.
right.
And
They're not going to make it.
they're just not going to make it. So moving forward, what do you do with Mike McCarthy?
Fire him? I mean, they should have fired him week 4 or 5. He should have been fired last season after they lost to Packers.
Yes, I agree. I've said it many times. Mike McCarthy is the laziest coach in the NFL, maybe ever.
Yeah.
And it kind of drives you crazy because he could be a really good coach,
If you try.
but he's lazy.
Yeah.
Same playbook over and over.
Yeah.
Not a lot of changes, not a lot of fixes. I mean, I've said it before. I remember those last couple of years when he was the Packers coach, defensive backs laughing at the receivers, telling them they knew exactly where they were going because they hadn't changed the plays in 5 years. It's the same thing down in Dallas. He hates the running game.
Yeah.
Refuses to use it.
Yeah.
Even when he has really good backs. They're not scoring a lot right now. Granted, again, Dak's out. He's going to put those numbers up.
Yeah.
But there's other teams that have injuries too. It's not. I don't think it's totally fair to compare them to the Kansas City Chiefs. But that's a team with a ton of injuries.
Yeah.
Whose coach is changing things to put his players in the best place to succeed. It's not always pretty.
Right, but they get there.
But
they get it done.
They get it done. Granted, probably best quarterback currently playing in the NFL. Not
named. You think Patrick this
Mahomes?
season he's the best quarterback?
No,
in the
but
NFL?
he is clutch. That dude is clutch.
I'm not against the Bills, but
Right, but that's just a better team beating a worse team, in my opinion.
Okay. Yes, he's a good quarterback. His stats don't really show it. He hasn't been playing good.
But again, the Chiefs will tell you he's got very few people to throw the ball to.
Yeah.
Whatever. Back to the Cowboys. I just, I don't know. Mike McCarthy's just annoying. I guess the question for Jerry Jones, because nothing's going to change at the top.
Right.
Maybe his son takes over, but it's not like he's selling. That's not going to change.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you can do there. You have to look at it as with this roster, can I hire a different coach that can do better? And I think definitely.
Yeah, for sure. But you have to take into account money, dude. You have to pay these players. You have to pay the
Right,
NFL
but we're just talking to the coach right now.
Okay.
Coach, what?
Yes, for sure. If they had a different coach, they'd be way better.
Right. But again, Jerry Jones wants so much control.
Yeah.
I think there are coaches that are not interested.
Right.
Belichick's not going to go there.
Belichick already got that job at what is
North Carolina?
Yeah.
I don't think it's totally, but it's in the works. But, Belichick wants full control.
Right. Well, yeah.
I think instead, I don't know, you roll the dice on a hot coordinator?
I think you have to roll the dice on someone because McCarthy is just terrible.
Next year's going to be the same.
Yeah. If you have him again.
Now let's talk about some players. Dak, injury prone.
Yeah.
He's been hurt a lot.
I don't know. I feel like, you know, you could say someone's hurt a lot, but it's not like he's having the random injury every week. He's on, you know, he was on the, what's it called? He's on injured reserve a lot, so that's different than just having injuries week to week.
But that's an issue.
Right, yes, that's an issue.
Like,
Yes.
so, and I don't know, I've mentioned it before, like, he puts up a ton of numbers, but boy, does that guy make the worst mistake at the worst possible time. And his playoff record is like 2-7.
Yeah, I think what you do with Dak is, you know...
But Dak's just there.
Right.
He got the contract.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, he's not going anyplace. You have at least another year of
Yeah.
Dak. So there's not a change. You're going to have to pay Micah Parsons.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I looked at their cap, and they actually have, like, first of all, I have no idea how these things
it's like
work.
the 49ers, how they have any cap
It's
space.
crazy, but they have a lot of cap space available. They will pay Parsons. I believe CeeDee Lamb got his contract at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So they have those three players, but they're also taking up a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that can turn into an issue, especially if somebody gets hurt again. You know, like, it just hurts your depth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, so I don't know. I think you got to bring in a coach that will run the ball.
Yeah.
You have to bring in some running backs. The fact that they brought Zeke back.
It's just...
Zeke, he had a great career, but
Dude, he was amazing in 2016. It's just like...
There's
just,
so little left. I know your body took a pounding.
Yeah, I mean, it's your running back, dude. Like you said, the lifespan.
But if you're gonna bring a running back, like, find some kid,
yeah, right?
Like find somebody with fresh legs. I don't know. The Cowboys won the Super Bowl in 1995. Have not been back to a conference championship game since. Their playoff record is, what did I say, like 5-13 or something like that, over that span of almost 30 years.
Yes.
I remember as a Packers fan growing up, the Packers were not in the playoffs for 30 years, or not in the Super Bowl for 30 years, and it seemed like forever. And I just, like, what do you do? Like, I don't see any. I just see a lot of the same. They do pretty good to actually quite well in the regular season, and then they get blown out.
I'm gonna say this. Here's what I would do.
Okay.
If I was if I had control of the Cowboys and I was a Cowboys fan, or just Cowboys, just someone doing the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, assuming that players who are playing good, who are injured, come back.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you do in the offseason. You send Mike McCarthy off.
Yeah.
You get someone who's been looking good, college football, NFL, someone that's going to open up to a coaching job at the Cowboys. You then draft who I believe should be the Heisman, Ashton Genty, because they have no running back.
Mm-hmm. One kid's all right. Rico.
Rico.
He's fine. But again,
Genty,
you need a coach that's going to actually
That's why
cater to the
why firing Mike McCarthy is step one of that process.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I think if they fire Mike McCarthy, you take Genty, and you see how a new offense looks with this pretty stacked team, right? Like their roster is good.
It's
just their coaching is just not like.
I mean, their defense has taken a pretty big hit, but a lot of teams like this is the time of the year that there's a lot of injuries.
It's the
NFL. Long season.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
You fire Mike McCarthy, right? What about bringing Deion Sanders back to the Cowboys as the coach?
Maybe, but is he like?
Does that work? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I guess if both of his sons are going into the draft, maybe. But like, he would. Deion Sanders is the type of person who wants to coach his son, right? Like he doesn't
bring his son along.
Right, but then you then paid Dak all this money, and you're getting Shedeur Sanders high, who's probably actually going to go higher. Because the Cowboys are like 9th in the NFL.
Okay. So you're saying no.
So I'm saying you fire Mike McCarthy, you get someone who's gonna do some running.
But for Deion, you're saying no.
Oh yes, Deion. Okay, I do believe he will try and go to the NFL for a coaching job because both of his sons are going to go to the NFL. Whether they get him or not is beyond me. Okay. We have to see if they even fire Mike McCarthy. They should. If you're a Cowboys fan, you probably hope they fire him.
Well, and everybody else is like, keep him. Like,
right,
you want to stay mediocre? Stay mediocre.
I don't know. That's what a lot of NFC North people were saying about Eberflus. Keeping, keep Eberflus because it's just awful.
Yeah. But. Okay. So. Okay.
Okay, my question.
Okay, your question.
Do you trade CeeDee Lamb? If you are Cowboys, do you trade CeeDee Lamb for capital?
What am I getting?
He's a great receiver, so I'm going to say
you're going to get a first rounder
plus something. But who would you trade him, and who do you think you would trade him to?
Oh, geez, that's a really tough question. I mean, like
I could tell you where I would think he could land if he was traded. Patriots, a lot of cap space, no receivers. Help Drake May a little bit, get him another weapon.
Mm-hmm. That all depends on, like the Patriots have always been similar to the Packers with like let's hoard a bunch of draft picks. Like,
right.
Like it'd be tough to get a 1 from, I think, the Patriots.
Right. But okay.
I don't like. I guess we could go on forever about who should.
Yes.
But should you trade CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
It's tough because of the contract.
Right.
That contract comes with it, and
it's a lot of money.
But he is like top 5 receiver in the league.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's putting up almost 1,000 yards with Cooper Rush as his quarterback.
Yeah. Who else do the Cowboys have at receiver? Not a lot.
I'm trying to think who else they have. They have other people, but it's not like they have another CeeDee Lamb.
I don't think you do.
Okay.
I think you keep him. I think you. I mean, they're. That's the trouble with the Cowboys. They got kind of stuck. They had to pay Dak a lot of money.
Right.
I mean, the other option there would have been letting him walk and try to see what you can do with bringing somebody else in. But they played it a little safe. I myself didn't totally agree with that.
What?
I would have let Dak walk.
I know. You don't like Dak though. You're a Dak hater.
I'm not a Dak hater.
Yes,
I think he's a fine quarterback. I just think he has a ceiling and he's hit it. Only because I've not seen any growth from that dude in a really long time.
Yeah.
And he's getting paid a lot of money.
Yes.
To not win games in the playoffs.
Right.
And then CeeDee Lamb was going to go, so you had pay him, and Parsons, you have to pay him, or he's going to take the biggest bid.
Yeah, because he's a good player.
He's a great player. So I don't know. I mean, the biggest thing that should happen.
What?
They just need Jerry Jones to sell that team.
They need Jerry Jones.
He takes up way too much control. He
needs to sell the team, and they need to fire Mike McCarthy. He needs to take him. Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy need to go into probably.
No, Jerry Jones isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, but Mike McCarthy has to.
Yeah, I think so.
I think for that team to even progress a little bit, they have to fire Mike McCarthy.
They need a change. Something needs to change because it's not working.
Definitely.
Okay. Is that it?
I think so. Who would you have the Cowboys draft, maybe?
Oh, geez, it's too early for that.
Okay.
We got a month left of the season.
I gave you who I thought they would draft.
Yeah, I know, but there's a lot of stuff can happen between now and then. Gentry could break his knee in a playoff game.
Yeah, but you don't hope that.
No, but anything can happen. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense bringing in a running back, but also, I mean, it's been a rarity to pick a running back in that in that first round. But the Colts picked the Wisconsin back.
Taylor was second.
Was he second round? Oh yeah, he dropped just a little bit.
He's like 40 something.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like if teams that really need a running back pass on him, he's going to be gone the next time they come around.
Yeah, for sure.
Because somebody is going to. I think he'll go. He should.
He should go top 10.
That's.
I'll leave it there.
Okay, you leave it there. Fine. That's it. Cowboys fans, again, we know injuries. Terrible. Lots of teams have injuries, and you guys got hit really hard. But something's got to change, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Peace.
Peace.